gonna have to do more than just. You're gonna have to do less when you. Little mommy, you know
Sorry, I had an itch on my nose. Hi, I'm Kylie. So if you're here, that means you either saw this on Facebook or somebody told you to come watch it, because it's my first video I'm ever going to upload to YouTube of my makeup. So as you guys can see, I look kind of nuts because I already have my full eyeshadow on. I just recorded this eyeshadow look. I don't know if it'll be up before or after this video, but it'll be up, hopefully. I don't know. But this video is going to be my full foundation routine and then the lip that I would wear with this look, just because I don't feel like doing another like 3-second video of my lip colors, or of my lip choice for this eyeshadow look. So my foundation starts the same every time I do it. I wash my face in the shower, then I get out and I moisturize. And then I use this as my primer. This is the Nivea Men Post Shave Balm in Sensitive. Looks like this. Yes, it is for men, and yes, it is aftershave, but it works really well because it's got glitter going anywhere. So I'm going to clip my hair out of my face. So if I look nuts, I'll look nuts. That's just life. This little piece, no matter what, this piece right here doesn't ever stay. I didn't bring any bobby pins out here. Oh well. So after you've primed and all that fun stuff, now I'm going to do the foundation. Why did I just go total like infomercial voice? I don't know. Anyways, so my foundation kind of changes with the wind, really. I just kind of decide. I have so many foundations that it's not even funny. So I just kind of decide which one I want to use that day. Lately, though, I've been using my Kat Von D Lock-It Tattoo foundation. This stuff is full coverage. I like full coverage on a pretty much daily basis. Right now, my skin's kind of hating me. So I have, as you can see, I have like some breakouts, some acne scars, hyperpigmentation, just some darkness on my face that I'd like to cover. So on days where I feel like my skin's not as clear as it could be, I'll use that. But then on days where I'm just like, I just want to throw in a BB cream, maybe some mascara, call it a good day and go, I use this, which is the bareMinerals Complexion Rescue Tinted Hydrating Gel Cream. And for oily skin people, when you hear the word hydrating, you freak out, but don't. It really feels, like, as soon as you put it on your skin, it feels really cold, and it cools your face. So I just set that with a powder, and I'm good to go all day, but this is not about that. This is about my everyday foundation routine. So I'm going to mix, I always mix foundations together. I don't think I've ever used just like one color of a foundation, because especially when using drugstore foundations, it's really hard to find one that has the correct tone for your skin. So I mix sometimes I mix even 3 foundations, which I think is what I might do today. Because I like matte foundations, but I don't like it when matte foundations make you look like super matte, because sometimes matte foundations can make you look cakey, and that's not cute on anybody. So I'm going to mix the Kat Von D Lock-It Tattoo foundation. I have that in shade medium 52, which is my summer color, so it's kind of dark for me right now. So I'm going to mix it with a little bit of the Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless foundation in 120 Classic Ivory. If you had the Cover FX custom color drops, you could add that instead. Those add coverage as well as color. I don't have those anymore. I had them, but I don't have them anymore. I used them all. And then I'm also going to take just like a smidge of the bareMinerals Complexion Rescue, just so that it doesn't cake up as quickly, because the Kat Von D one will dry really fast. So this kind of keeps it from drying as fast. So I use about that much of the bareMinerals. Hopefully it's in focus and you can see it. And then I'm going to take about, I'd say probably like a full pump of the Kat Von D foundation, and then just a very little bit, as I throw it all over everywhere, a very, very little bit of the Maybelline foundation. I don't like the Maybelline foundation because you have to pour it out of the thing, so it gets really, really messy. So got a little bit of everything, and you mix it all together. Sometimes I'll mix, like I'll squeeze out, put too much on my hand, and then I won't use it all over my face. So what I do with that is I'll just put it in like another little clear plastic container to use tomorrow, because if I like that mixture, obviously, it's really hard to mix foundations so that they're the same every day. So I'm just going to dot that on my cheek, kind of everywhere. Then I'm going to take a damp beauty blender. Mine's super dirty, so ignore it. I ordered more and they're not here yet. Soon though. Soon. And then I'm just going to tap that out. I prefer a beauty blender, although it does kind of suck up.
I feel so low. I watch you as you left, but I can never seem to let you go. It's once upon a time you were my everything. It's clear to see the time hasn't changed a thing. It's buried deep inside me, but I feel there's something you should know. No.
Now I'm going to take my Real Techniques buffing brush. Looks like this, just a big fat buffing brush, and just buff that foundation into the skin, starting at the edges.
My right hand, you're my go-to. Told me everything about you. It's a don't move, baby. I know that you're out here.
Now I don't do a cream contour and highlight every day, but I feel like doing one today just because I went all out with my eyes. I might as well go all out with the foundation. I'm just going to wipe my hands off so I don't wipe it all over my shirt because my shirt is white. So I'm going to do a cream. I'm going to show you guys how I do a cream highlight and contour. Usually, even if I'm not doing a cream contour, I still highlight this way. It's just with a concealer. I don't use like any specific kind of highlighting cream, whatever. So I use the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind Treatment Concealer in Light Pale. And I just twist it up, get some on there, and then I do the upside down triangle under the eye. So you want to go under the eye, down side of the nose, and then out. My hair, man. I told you that piece of hair always. I gotta be real careful around my eye because my eyeliner's done. So you just want to do it like that. Do the same thing on this side. Again, I apologize if my mirror is in the blocking your view. And then I do my cupid's bow, my chin, bridge of my nose, and then the center of my forehead. I know this looks like a lot of product, but because I've buffed a lot of that product out, a lot of the foundation I put on out, it's really not a lot. If you have anything negative to say, feel free to keep it to yourself because I don't really care. Anyways, so now I'm just going to take that beauty blender, take the tip of it, and blend out the concealer.
These streets just don't love you like I do, no, and they never will. That's why you gotta chill. You wanna grip a Benz well, and I know you can't wait. You dream big or sleep late. You got a line on your plate. That's why you always working out. Taking pictures of you.
Just so that it can like give your face a little bit more dimension. If you're like me, you don't really have strong cheekbones or bone structure in general. So next what I'm going to do is I'm going to do my cream contour. Now this can get a little crazy if you don't do it right. So I'm going to take my Maybelline Fit Me Concealer in the color 30 Cafe. Super dark, as you can see. See, super dark. And then I'm just going to hit it. I'm not going to hit it. I'm not going to hit myself with it. I'm just going to put it under my cheek, where my, like right under my cheekbones, in the hollows of my cheeks. Like that. Just do one line. And then across my forehead for us big-headed girls. Right there. That's what you got to do. And same side over here. Get a little bit more on there. And then do hollows of the cheek on this side as well. No one person's face is symmetrical. Actually, that's a lie. Typically, why did I say it like that? Typically, your face isn't going to be symmetrical. So this is where you would attempt to fix that by placing your contour in a different place. But I don't care. Anyways, if anybody's looking at my face that hard, it's kind of creepy. But now I'm going to use my Real Techniques Expert Face Brush. It's just a little bit more flat, and I'm just going to blend that. I blend it back first, and then I'll worry about if I'm blending it up or whatever. I don't take it past right here, because the closer you bring it to your mouth, the weirder it makes your mouth look. It can also start to look a little like a beard. Like I said, this is all preference. I prefer not to bring it all the way forward. You can if you want to, It's totally up to you. My hair is just, I clipped it all back and it's coming out of the clip. So, just saying. Makes it a lot harder to do stuff here. And if it looks kind of crazy right now, nobody freak out. I'm going to blend it better. This is just kind of to get the base color into the skin. And then you want, then I'm going to go back in a second once I'm done blending all of that out. Actually, I'll just do it now because I'm thinking about it. And then I'm just going to take my beauty blender, write it on top of that, and push that product back into the skin.
It's once upon a time you were my everything. It's clear to see the time hasn't changed a thing. It's buried deep inside me, but I feel there's something you should know. No. I will never forget.
Sorry if I keep blocking the camera, my bad. So you're just going to use, now you're just going to make sure that you tapped it all out. I know some people like to go under that, under your contour line with your concealer, so you can do that if you want to. It just kind of helps make your concealer or your contour just a little bit more intense, a little bit more like carved. Why is that not the word I think I wanted to use? I don't know. Anyways, so you just want to blend that like so. My music stopped, so now it's like super creepily quiet in here. I don't like that song. Okay, we're gonna do this. If you can hear it again, sorry. Hopefully you can't, because that's copyright infringement, and I'm not trying to go to jail or get a fine or whatever happens. So now that you're done with all of that nonsense, now we're gonna do the process that's called baking. You know, bake your face. So you can use whatever product you want to with this. However, if you're doing flash photography, I don't recommend using an HD powder because that's not what they're intended for. They're not intended for baking. So if you do that with an HD powder, it's gonna have a flashback. That's what I was looking for, having a white cast. Because HD powder is meant to stick to the surface, so you're supposed to put a thin layer of the HD powder on, and then you'll be okay. But if you pack it on, like you do with baking, it's just not going to go well. So you want to use a loose powder for this. I mean, you could use a pressed powder, but I feel like it would be a little bit more difficult. But you're going to use a loose powder. I use the Coty Airspun in Extra Coverage Translucent. I like it. I like it a lot. And yeah, I'm just going to use that. Get some into the lid. That didn't work. Get some into the lid. And then you can use a little triangle makeup sponge, little wedge thing like this if you wanted to. I used to do that, but it gets be a pain in my ass. This part's messy, so be prepared. Right now I'm just going to use the Real Techniques contour brush. Looks like this. I don't use any brush really for what they're intended to. Just because they say that you're supposed to use them for that doesn't mean you have to. I know a lot of people like to use the beauty blender. I just don't like mixing the fact that it's wet. I don't like putting that on my face because it's already got like foundation, concealer, and all that fun stuff on it. So now I'm just going to take that, get quite a bit on the brush, and just kind of pat it on the areas where you put your highlight, where you put your concealer, whatever you want to call it.
You know I always want you to. You're gonna have to do more than just. You're gonna have to do less when you. Little mommy, you know you're gonna need to do more than just.
Now that you are sufficiently covered in layers and layers of powder, I'm going to take a spoolie real fast and brush that powder out of my brows real quick. Okay, so now I'm going to take this brush by Sonia Kashuk. It's the number 130. It's just like this giant round kabuki. And I'm just going to kind of, I haven't put any product on this, but it'll pick up what's dropped onto the contour. And I'm just going to brush it onto the contour, kind of make it, kind of powder down that contour with that translucent powder, whatever's left that fell onto it, with that translucent powder. And then now, because I don't really want to bake for too much longer because that'll make this video super long and I don't feel like editing it. So, I'm I'm going to take just a regular fluffy powder brush. This one's from BH Cosmetics. And I'm going to sweep all of that excess away.
I'm just a bachelor, looking for a partner, someone who knows how to ride without even...
So now that that's done, gotta blend out under the eyes a little bit better because it's still a little tacky under there. Alright, cool. So now that that's done, now you're gonna contour. Well, now you're gonna, I don't really contour, I don't really use a contour color. I kind of just bronze where I contoured. So now I'm gonna use the NYC Smooth Skin Bronzer in Sunny. Looks like this. The sun is starting to come around this wall. It's starting to get real bright right here. So it looks like that. It's a really nice color. So sometimes I use this, sometimes I'll use one of the Too Faced bronzers I have. Tap off the excess, and then just go right into where you contoured with that cream color, and just run this right along all of those spots. Some people contour their nose. I have a fairly small nose, and I just don't see the point in contouring my nose. I don't like to. So I just don't. Another thing that's really good for, contouring out your cheeks is if you use like a fan brush like this one. Just like sweep it in your bronzer, and then it fits right in there real nice. Real nice. Why do I remind me of Buffalo Bill from Hannibal Lecter? Anyways.
Without even falling off, gotta be compatible.
It's really easy for it to get really muddy. So I kind of just go in with that one product and then call it good. Because the more products I add to it, the more layers of stuff I add to it, and the more I try to blend it out, it either pulls the foundation off, because like I said, I didn't really set it, or it'll get muddy. It'll turn like a gray, weird brown shade that nobody wants your skin to turn. You don't want to have gray skin. It looks ashy and it's just not cute. So then I'm going to take that big fluffy powder brush, blend that all down. And I know I said I like to blend it all together when they're like my blush and highlights all on, but I decided just to do it like now. I'm going to bronze the sides of my nose just for warmth. I'm not going to contour or anything. It just adds a little bit more warmth to the center of my face, instead of it just being super stark white in the center of my face. Now I'm going to do blush. And for blush, most of the time I'll use like a coral colored blush, but today I felt like, well actually lately I've been using a little bit of a darker blush. This is ColourPop Swift. On the website it says it could be used as a bronzer, but I think it is too red. Hopefully you can see that. I feel like the light is like washing that out real bad. Hopefully it's not. Hopefully you can see it. The light is like, hang on, I'm going to scoot this. I'm going to angle this a little bit better so that maybe the light's not going to, nope, still shining directly on. Cool. So now I'm just going to take my Real Techniques big old blush brush, swirl that around in there. This product's really strange because it's not like a cream, but it's also not a powder. It's kind of like a bouncy mousse type texture. So you don't really need to tap any excess off because you're not really going to get, or you're going to get excess if you swirl it around in there too much, but you're not going to get, it's not like a powder, so you're not going to get like fallout excess. If that made any sense. And then I'm just going to apply that.
Gotta be compatible. Takes me to my limits. So
I blend every step. Every time I put something new on my face, I blend it all together. Make sure that it's real blended. Oh, hey, look, my neighbor's out. That's fun. Whoops. I made eye contact. So just want to blend that all out. Make sure that it's all nice and blended together. Now, highlight. So typically, I would use a liquid highlight over it. Sometimes I'd use a liquid highlight over my powder. It just kind of depends. I think I'm going to do it today. I would recommend it. It's not really a smart plan. Sometimes, like I said, it can get real muddy and then it could just streak and it's not cute. But I'm going to use the Benefit Sunbeam. It's the more golden one. I like High Beam. It's really pretty, but it's too pink for me. I have a yellow undertone in my skin, and so it's too pink. So, and then I'm just going to take about 3 dots of that at the highest point of my cheekbone, and then take my middle finger, sorry I'm not flipping you off, and then just tap it out. I've done this before where I had like, I don't know if it was like eyeshadow or eyeliner or something on my finger. Why do I get like a weird accent when I say the word finger? Anyways, so I had like eyeshadow or eyeliner or something like that on my finger, and I went to go blend it out, and I just smeared black something all over my face. And I was just so disappointed because then I had to go back and take off all of my makeup. Because at first I tried just to take like a Q-tip and like wipe it off, and then it just made it worse. So tap that out, and it gives you like a nice subtle little glow. We don't do subtle. Not when I have a full face of makeup on. We don't do subtle. And I'm going to take a little bit on my nose, a little bit on the center of my forehead, Cupid's bow, and my chin. Same place we put the concealer to highlight, we're going to put this to highlight. And you could use a brush to blend this out if you really wanted to. I just like the way that it blends out with the finger. I think it, the warmth from the finger makes it blend better into the skin, makes it melt into the skin. That's the word I was looking for. So I have 2 highlighters, and I really like to use both of them. I used to be obsessed with the this highlighter from ColourPop called Stole the Show. It's like a stark white highlight. Well, not stark white, but it's definitely more white than the other highlight that I used. See, that's what that one looks like. That's how it looks. There's a piece of like cat hair stuck to my nose ring and like dangling from it, and I can feel it, and it tickles so bad. Okay, I think I got it. Anyways, so usually I would use that one, but lately I've been into like the really golden highlights, so I'm using the ColourPop one in Wisp. It's definitely more gold and not as stark white. Hopefully the sun's not like washing me out or washing all of the products I'm showing you now. So now I'm going to use this big old fan brush and just get some on the brush, on the fan brush, and then go on the same spots that I put that liquid highlight, go right on top of that. I'm going to do the lip, that's the last step. I'm going to take just a little cloth and wipe the, outline my lips using the ColourPop lippy stick in, or lippy pencil, sorry, in Bound, which is like a gray brown.
It's buried deep inside me, but I feel there's something you should know. No. I will never forget you. You will always be by my side from the day that I met you.
Okay, now I'm going to take the liquid lipstick in Deeper by ColourPop and just go on top of that. With these, it's important that you shake it because they can separate in the tube. You're supposed to store them like this, but they can still separate. You want to shake it before you use it. Okay, and then now I'm going to put it on.
Gotta be compatible. Takes me to my limits.
So, thank you so much for watching. Sorry if I apologize if this is like really scatterbrained and kind of awful. This is my first time, so be nice. Thank you. If you enjoyed it, then please give it a thumbs up. Hopefully I'll be posting more frequently. I don't really know. I would give you my word, but I can't because I'm lazy and I don't really like filming stuff. It's kind of difficult for me. But anyways, if you have any suggestions on any looks you'd like to see, on anything you'd like to see in general, then go ahead and leave them in the comment section below. Again, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!